Hi, it's Shitface here, and this is the first episode of the Shitface podcast. So, in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about some cruise news, a bit about my MSC Virtuosa cruise, and just a bit of talk. I'm not sure. So, I'm going to start off with a bit of the news. So, this week, week commencing the 6th, I'm always going to do it on the last week. Oasis of the Seas started sailing, which is good for Royal Caribbean. I've always wanted to do Oasis of the Seas, especially with the upgrades. It's was one. I've done Harmony and I've done Symphony. I'm meant to do Allure, but thanks COVID. And yeah, I always want to do Oasis, especially with all these new upgrades. Especially because out of New York now. Like, I really want to try and get on that ship. And also, Royal Caribbean is selling at-home COVID-19 test kits. I think that's for the US. I'm not sure about that. This is the UK, but that seems a good idea. Because then, well, it depends how much they are. Not sure. Should do more research on that. I've seen pictures of it. It is just the US, and it's £70 or 2 for 100. I'm not sure on that. Well, no, I am sure, but it's obviously so the Royal Caribbean will get the money, not the companies that are doing it in the US. All four Disney cruise line ships, all four Disney cruise ships will be sailing in the US by October. Oh yeah, because actually Disney Magic is coming over here. I looked at Disney Magic because my girlfriend likes Disney, and I looked at it to do around the UK, and the prices were absolutely obscene. I know it's Disney. I know you pay extra for Disney, but like it was like 1,200 for like 3 nights. I don't know if I think that's for two people, but still, and that doesn't include drinks. Like we could do Virtuosa for cheaper and get drinks included, and it's just like, and it was like Disney Magic's one of their older ships, so it's like you're not even getting like a brand new big ship. If it was brand new, then you might be a bit like, okay, maybe, but like, it's I looked at the ship and it looks cool, but I'm not sure at that price. I've liked the look over the last few months. I've been looking at like their announcements, like for a new one, Disney Wish. I think that's what it's called, and yeah, that looks really cool with the room in the funnel and the atrium area looks really cool, and the water slides. So yeah, I but that's coming from Florida. I don't normally go from Florida. I normally go from Southampton or Barcelona or Genoa. Also, the big news in the UK is currently not big news, but there's a rumoured COVID outbreak on MSC Virtuosa. Now, being on board recently, obviously I have seen posts while I was on board, and I was lucky enough to be in the yacht club. And I don't think I would have enjoyed my holiday as much if I wasn't in the yacht club, because it was a way that you could get away from the busyness of the ship. Because the ship was so busy. Obviously, I know. Obviously, I love cruising. I want to get back to normal, and I want it to be like it was, because that's the reason why I like cruising. But I don't want to sound snobby but when you went out the yacht club, this just makes me gonna sound snobby and whatever. But everyone in the yacht club was respectful of the rules, and like the buffet, they had a buffet like a grill on top, and it was all served to you. Like it was still like I don't know understand why MSC changed the buffet back to self service. Obviously, I know the volume of people, but I think I've seen more pictures of queues. And this was like when I was on it, so they've obviously changed it since then. And yeah, it's self service, and that's like one of the reasons why viruses spread on board because of that, even before COVID. But it's just the reason I don't know why that changed, because they could just have a queue. And then I was walking to the midnight buffet, and there was no one there. I thought, what was it? Like Royal Caribbean, the washy washy guy. Most people who know cruising knows the washy washy guy on Royal Caribbean. There was none of that. On the last day I saw that, obviously because they've realised what's going on board and they changed it. But people were just walking through. I wash my hands. As three of us, we all washed our hands because I want cruising to be safely, and I don't want it to be in the news for the wrong reasons. And yeah, but while I washed my hands, I saw families go in without washing hands and all that. But it's just, I'm not saying there's people wearing masks outside the yacht club, and that's not what I'm saying. But the amount of people that wasn't wearing masks outside the yacht club compared to in, and people just not following rules and all that. Because on the front of the ship, if you're in yacht club, you can exclusive the lift, which I didn't know till the end of the cruise in May. So I used it a few times from like busy times, but like outside, but like how do I say it? Outside you don't have to wear a mask, but inside so many people would just walk around without masks. Like okay, some people like you walk off a table and you just forget, and then you just put one on. But people are just walking around with no masks. Like outside is fine when they say that when you can't do social distancing, but then yet they put the sunbeds one after the other. When we left, the day we left, they changed it to spacing. So I don't know what to make. It's a bit of MSC's fault for not complying to the rules or enforcing the rules as much. All they can do is ask people to. They're not going to disembark everyone who's not wearing a mask because that's just more hassle for them. But they could enforce the rules a bit better. Because on the last day I was in the casino and people weren't wearing a mask in the casino during the whole cruise. Yet that day they were asking people to put masks on at the table and all that stuff. So once they realise it is on board, they've changed majority of the rules and they're being a bit more enforced. But it's everybody's decision. Like you gotta be respectful and wear one because obviously outside there's no rules in the UK at the moment. Apparently there's a talk on Tuesday or whatever. So people used to that life, but cruising, I don't know if these people realise that viruses and illnesses spread a lot quicker when you're in a confined environment on a ship. Hence why there's no virus breaks on cruising. That's what used to it be. But I don't think some people, because MSC were a very good price this summer, including the full drinks package. So people having lots to drink, and I just think, because obviously I've seen videos. MSC have. I saw a post today and the comments. So I don't know. I can't remember their name, but when I cruise from when you cruise from Genoa and you have or Barcelona and you have all the different nationalities in the world. Or in that thing, because people get on Malta, people get in Italy, people get on France and Spain. Obviously, we can't all. Like, what I loved on Grandiosa, I played football on the football pitch. Obviously, you can play on football on this one, because it's closed for the testing area. But I would go onto the football pitch, and I wanted to play a game. I went, and they were all Italian. The Italians take football so seriously. Even if it's a kickabout on a cruise ship, bloody hell, they are seriously passionate about football. But I'd get my phone out, Google Translate, translate, saying I want to play a game, and they involve me. And it's like, it's so much better seeing different nationalities. It's so much better seeing all those nationalities. And I have cruised from the UK. When you cruise to the Mediterranean for 2 weeks on the Royal Caribbean, it is majority English. Very rarely, a few American. Very rarely, like I've had some, I think Swedish on before, but like it's literally 99% Brits. But I just think MSC with the full drinks package offered have, especially with the staycations or seacations or I don't remember what they call it. They've attracted different people who wouldn't normally cruise, which is good for the cruise industry. Don't get me wrong, people will have done a cruise and probably enjoyed it. Well, so it could be a good thing that it's opened it up to more people to try a cruise, but in a way, MSC might have. I don't know. I enjoy MSC. I've done them from Genoa and I've done them from Barcelona, and I really enjoyed MSC. But this time, I think, I don't know. In May, it was amazing because this is the first cruise, and everyone there was YouTubers or been waiting for a cruise for a year and a half. Everyone looked after. Everyone followed the rules, but I think this time, because even how the staff would get, I know the staff get a bit of slack on other cruises, but I've never seen so much like disrespect for a crew. Like, I love the crew on ships. They're so, if you actually just talk to them, they are amazing people to talk to. Like, I've got people on Royal Caribbean mostly that we can go back on board, and if they're there, then like we have Mihi from Diamond Concierge, Junior from the Suite Lounge. We also have Ralph and Beto from the casino. These are all independent. We've done independence a lot, so a lot of the crew will recognise us. And if you're just nice to the crew, they'll be nice to you back. Like, but people like especially on MSC, the fun area or the amusement park is so understaffed, extremely understaffed. There's literally like one guy at a time doing the VR cinema, no 4D cinema. Then there's like this VR Holygate thing, bowling, and the F1 simulator, and literally the one guy, and then the guys doing the queue to get people to pay for this or book something. So, and then it's just people just having a go at him, saying, "Oh, how much is on my fast pass?" And he's like, "Give me a second." Like, "Oh, but I should be giving this now." I'm like, give the guy some slack. And I saw people buying him drinks, or buying them drinks, because there's a few of them sometimes, and that was nice of people to do. But yeah, if you're polite to the crew, they'll help you. Like, people are people, and if you treat them badly, they will. I don't know what they would do if they treat you badly, but if you treat them nice, then they will be nice to you back. That's my learning from experience, because my dad talks to every single crew member, or any even person anyway, and yeah, so that's how we know most people. Because if you're just kind to them, they're kind to you back, and they will help you out and find a way to make your cruise a better experience. But if you're not bad to them, if you're bad to them, then it just. So yeah, I had a great cruise at MSC Virtuosa, but again, like I say, yeah, if I wasn't in the yacht club, I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much, because you really got away from the busyness. Like, the bar was just empty. Also, the people in the yacht club are amazing at the service. Like, because I think everyone was understaffed. If I'm being completely honest, like, bars were like I didn't really go in many bars because I had the yacht club one, but if everywhere, then the yacht club were understaffed, if so, but they managed. All of them in the yacht club was amazing. On the pool deck, cheers, friend. On the pool deck, on the bar, in the restaurant, they were all amazing at serving and making our cruise an amazing experience. The yacht club is definitely worth the money if you can afford it. If you're thinking it on the ropes, like not on the rope, if it's just like, it's only this much, we're in a suite, but then if we go way to even like just get like, because they do suites outside the yacht club, but like if I just get a balcony is still a suite in the yacht club. It's like I would say if you're on Royal Caribbean, it's like a junior suite kind of size. It's like a room and a half, and it's just, even the internals. My nan had an internal, and I looked in that, and that was really nice. I've had, like, if I'm paying by myself, I will be in the cheapest internal you can find on the ship. Cause I did Grandiosa, and I was in a studio internal. I was lucky on Bellissima. I went into a balcony, but upgraded. But I liked my studio internal. It was literally exactly what I needed. Didn't need much more. Didn't have to pay much more. Like, I don't need a window. The rest of the ship's the same. But yeah, in the yacht club, the internals, they were a bit bigger. They bigger bathrooms as well in the yacht club internals, and yeah, it was a really nice designed internal. So, but I've gone on a bit of a talk about my cruise, but I'm meant to be talking about the news. Yeah. So going back to MSC Virtuosa with the thing. Yeah. So I hope MSC Virtuosa can get it under control. I heard they tested everyone on board, so hopefully they found all the cases. I hope no one is too affected by it, because obviously this is not a horrible, going on holiday and it's been horrible. Because if, like me, I wore my mask the whole time whenever I was walking around or whatever, and if I got it, I would feel really hard done by saying, all these people not wearing a mask when I've been sensible. Wash my hands going into the buffet, wearing a mask all the time. So, and if I caught it, I would feel very hard done by, just being like a bit. So hopefully MSC can get it under control and people can start enjoying their cruise. Well, it's going off to Barcelona soon, so hopefully it will go down there with a nice journey, and hopefully they bring back more ships, because I definitely, now they've built a terminal there with Norwegian, hopefully they definitely bring some more ships, newer ships. There's Magnificus here this year, but I'm not too sure on that one. I'm more sure about their newer ships. I'm on what am I on next year? I'm on Iona. I can't wait for Iona. Because I did Britannia, but I wasn't really, I know people are, a big fan of Britannia. But I really want to see what they've done with Iona. What P&O have designed and what they've done. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm on Anthem as well to Canaries for 12 days. So I'm looking forward to both those cruises. I did Anthem only for 3 days back in 2015. So I'm looking forward to go back on board with Shipface, and I'll be doing videos on Iona and Anthem. And yeah, I cannot wait. But going back to MSC again, hopefully I can get under control, and I hope no one is too affected. If you are, my thoughts go out to you. But let's go and talk actually about my cruise. I've done it. I've talked over it a little bit, and I really enjoyed my cruise, especially in the yacht club. Like I said, you got away from the business of the ship. I like the F1 simulator. I absolutely love as an F1 fan. After watching the F1 was on during the cruise, and it was the Belgian Grand Prix, so I saw a good 3 laps behind the safety car, and that was right. Yeah, because they kept getting delayed. But yeah, it was a really good cruise. All the crew were amazing. We got good weather. The best weather was in Scotland. When do you expect to go on a cruise in the UK and your best weather is when you go the most south you can? So, and we did excursion to get off the ship, and we went to Loch Lomond, and we did a cruise on Loch Lomond. It was very, very pretty. And it was actually like the best weather. Apparently, whenever the ship comes, it brings the best weather. So, yeah, and we also spent a day in. We didn't get off again on the cruise, but we looked off the ship at Liverpool and Portland. This one didn't go to Belfast, which was kind of disappointing because we had to move our cruise, and it didn't go to Belfast, but that's not the end of the world. So yeah, we really enjoyed our cruise. The food, I know MSC get critiqued for their food, so we ate at the Yacht Club restaurant. We also ate at the buffet one lunch, the normal buffet, and we also ate at Cato's teppanyaki, and we ate at the French cafe. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name for snack lunch. It's like little bar snacks that we tried. And all the food was amazing. I know MSC get really like MSC's like food is like a Marmite. I would say people either love the food or hate it. What I like about, we spoke to the CEO a bit in May when he was on, and he was like, this is the first time lots of people are going to try MSC as they not predominantly come to the UK. So he wanted like the English breakfast and all that to be there, but then he also wants to be a bit of like, this is what MSC has to offer if you go to Italy and stuff. Because when you go to Italy, there's no English breakfast that you can have. So yeah, I love the food. There was like, especially the elegance night with the lobster, the Mediterranean night that they do, very nice, and the teppanyaki. It's funny, I've done it on 3 cruise lines. All cruise lines, it's the same jokes with that, putting the egg in the hat and like having the spinning chicken heart. But the food was delicious. But I think the teppanyaki on MSC is the best one. The way that they space out the food, so you go in there and you have a soup, miso soup, and then you have a sushi, and then you have egg fried rice. The egg fried rice is so delicious. On all teppanyakis, it's just how they make it so nice. And then you have your fish. Depending on what you order, there's 3 options. One cheap, made a wish, and then there's like lobster and scallops. And obviously, I went for the lobster and scallops. I love my seafood. And And yeah, how they space it out, everyone actually eats everything. Well, not everyone, but most people eat everything. Like on Raw Caribbean, I can't. They give it to me once, and I struggle to eat it all because it looks big. But how MSC space it out is a very nice way. I ate the sushi in May. The sushi restaurant is a good one to go to as well. All the food is good, so I'm not sure. From my experience, I have seen videos from the food in the main dining room, and it doesn't look to the same standard of the yacht clubs. That could be a reason. Because to be completely honest here, I went on Grandiosa and I wasn't a fan of the main dining room. Mainly because I was on my own, and they stepped me on a table with three couples that never spoke to each other or me. So I was sat there by myself, just be like, "Well, this is fun." So I went to the buffet and just watched stuff during the rest of the cruise. But the food I had in the main dining room wasn't the best. If I'm being honest, I enjoyed the buffet more. I don't know if it was just awkwardness of me sat there like, why is no one talking? It's normally when you share a table on a cruise, everyone's always chatty. We've shared a table once or twice, and everyone's always like talkative. But this one, there was three couples on here. Everyone just kept to themselves, and no one said a word to each other. And I'm just there like, as a solo traveler, like, this isn't ideal. I was thinking if I was on my own in a solo cabin, because if I went to like a balcony, then obviously they could see I'm on my own, but it's not a solo room. I was hoping they would put me with other solo people on board, but obviously not. So I need to, if I'm do it, I shouldn't really do any more solo cruises anymore. So, but I would like to try the Norwegian because they actually have a lounge for the solo passengers, which is quite cool compared to other cruise lines just have rooms around the ship. But this one actually has like a dedicated solo lounge you can go to. So yeah, the ropes course was fun. My videos on my YouTube channel, I did that. And the F1 simulator, like I said, was fun. The 4D cinema was amazing. I lost only one game of that. And I was adamant my gun was broken because I've got like 30,000 points each time, and then randomly I got 4,000. Like the gun was broken. And yeah, the entertainment on board. We went and I saw one of the paid shows. Shows and theatres aren't really my thing, so we watched one show in May, and it had no storyline to it. Well, I don't think it did. It was just a lot of singing and dancing. It's supposed to be a New York the Big Apple show, I think it was called, and the dancing was amazing. Like how people dance like that, or even move like that, it was beyond me. But yeah, and that was good. If people like theatre, I think people would enjoy that. But I did the shows. Apparently, I saw the best of the two because my girlfriend and my sister went and saw the other one, and they said it wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still good. But like, so it was a Cirque du Soleil kind of show because it's not actually Cirque du Soleil now because they got the arena they built for it, but obviously I think they went bust during COVID. I don't know that I heard they have, but I don't know what has gone on from that. All bankrupt. So they've got their own kind of show, but like, if you watch the show, the ending when the guy can discolate all his bones and all that stuff and all his joints in his shoulder, not discolate. I don't have to even explain it, but it was. I was front row as well, and I was watching it like this is grim. I had to try and I wanted to look away because it was disgusting, but I just couldn't because it was like how how do you even just realize you've got that talent that you can? There's even a talent. I don't even know. How have you got this? Like you can just he just moves his bones so and takes a shoulder out and then just moves it. It's like we watched it in my head. It's just kind of a bit weird. But they're so talented. All these dancers and like they're doing like on all the ropes and it's like a 3D show thing when people are coming in from different angles and then like stairs come out of nowhere out of the screen. So yeah, it was cool to watch, but it was just that last bit was a bit grim. Like yeah, and the drinks that I had, I don't really like alcohol that much, so I had the non-alcoholic one, and it was the most disgusting drink I have ever had in my life. It was like this mint one, and I was there. I took one sip, and I was like, yeah. So I went and got the alcohol one, and it was quite nice. To be fair, it didn't have much alcohol in it because you have to pay for these shows. There's only shows you have to pay for, I think. And yeah, it was absolutely disgusting. The mint one. If you're there, and I think there's only one non-alcoholic one. I'm not sure. and it is. I feel bad for you. It's absolutely vile. If you like mint, then yeah, it's literally just, you might as well just, there's mint leaves in there. You might as well take that out and just eat the mint leaf, because that's all you can taste. And it's grim. But yeah, we had a good cruise. All the food was good. Our rooms was amazing. Our room steward / butlers, where they're supposed to be, were amazing. All the people in the yacht club, like I said, were amazing. And I'll go back on saying, if you are thinking, if you can afford the yacht club and you are on the edge saying, is it worth the money? It is 100% worth the money. Or 99%. Like, it is up there where it's worth the money. I've done 2 cruises on MSC without it and 2 cruises with, and I enjoyed both my cruises without it. I'm not saying it's the reason why I would only go on MSC for it, but it's definitely worth it. And and the rooms, even like if you're like in a suite, but then you can get like a normal balcony in the yacht club, like the room's still a lot bigger, and it's nicer. Where you get the robes, you get the mini fridges included. So like the upgrades, I know that the room might be a bit smaller if you're going from a suite to a balcony, but it's the difference in the class, and you get all the pool deck with the private. I probably would not have gone swimming or gone in a hot tub if I didn't have our private sun deck. 100% fact. The pool was absolutely heaving on days, like absolutely just chock-a-blocked of just people. Like, I would not have gone in that. So to have our own private pool, our own private jacuzzi, and I think my dad said it. I think as well, it's one of the best suite privileges you can get is the MSC Yacht Club. I've not tried it. I know we can have something similar. I've not done it, but we done Royal Caribbean where you have the suite lounge, but the Yacht Club, how they have the butlers and they have the concierge, and then you have your own bar that serves all day round. Because like when you're on Royal Caribbean, they open it up and have a bar in there, but it's not on the same caliber as MSC. It's amazing what you get. So I am going to leave it there today. Thank you for watching. No, I always say this. Listening to my podcast. I'm normally doing videos. Listen to my podcast. It's been a pleasure talking to you today, and I hope you enjoyed. Put in the comments below if you liked it, and I will speak to you in the next episode.